I once got this job when I lived in Townsville, spray painting roofs of houses, right? I've had so many jobs, you'd be amazed. And I went with this older guy with a long beard. I forget his first name, Mark it was. And he was to teach me the trade. Now, part of the trade was to get on roofs, and we'd repair the roofs first. So we would take all the old nails out, and we'd put all these special screws and brackets in for cyclones, and so we did a lot of roof plumbing. It was a very dangerous job. You didn't have all that safety equipment you got now. You had like basically Dunlop Volley tennis shoes because they had grip. The last coat of paint you had to wear socks, otherwise you'd slip off the roof. It was really highly dangerous. Every house in this place was 2 stories high for flooding, so you're never near the ground. And most of the time we'd just do roofs, but somehow they sold a whole house to people, right? And they were going to do all the walls as well, and the walls were what we call in Australia chamfer board. Now, chamfer board is an Australian hardwood, and it's a bit like a log house where the boards overlap. So you got board, board, board like that overlapping, with always built one way so the water would always run down it. And this house was quite old, and it had been coated with about 5 different coats of paint over time. And it was all lead-based, highly poisonous paint, right? The problem was, to paint it with this type of paint, we were using like a heat-proof ceramic paint, and it had a process. But you had to use the bare wood. So I was taken there with a sander and mask thing, and I couldn't get any headway on it. I was there for 3 weeks, and I'd done part of a wall. It's just impossible. It was a useless job. It should never been taken on. Dead failure, right? So then the boss had an idea. Said, no, we're going to have to burn the paint off the house, right? And I thought, oh yeah, this won't go wrong with it. So they bought blow torches and scaffolding up, and we'd set it up. And the guy was training me, he'd got up on the scaffold, and he's burning the paint. And what they do up there is, you have the eaves under the house. Instead of them being solid, because it's a hot climate, they're built with slats. And those slats would originally allow airflow to go up through the roof and back down the other side to get hot air out. Well, pigeons love that, and they get up there and just build huge nests all through the roof. And in my job, you'd sell a job where you'd go and get all that out, and then you'd put mesh, and you'd wire mesh it, to keep the birds out, bird-proof it. That was when I was a pest controller. But we were burning it, and all of a sudden I'm down the bottom, and I'm thinking, is that smoke coming out the roof? Hell, it is, and there's smoke coming out, right? He'd set the roof on fire. There's all this smoke pouring out, and I said, hey mate, I said, you better look up there, the roof's on fire. He's gone, oh hell, get me the hose. So I grabbed the garden hose and went over there. He's gone up on the roof. Well, it's not tiles, tin. It was asbestos. It's actually illegal to touch it. But he got a sledgehammer and banged a hole in it, got the hose up there, and he's hosing the roof area out. And I think, oh my goodness, he's putting water in their roof. I could just see it being a disaster. There's electrical wiring, and the poor old couple are just standing out there. They were dumbfounded, right? And I've gone inside, and the water's running all over their antique furniture. It's just going everywhere, right? And it's just about bankrupted the company. And I rang up the boss, and he turned up. I'm thinking, I said to the boss, shouldn't you be getting the fire brigade? Oh no, it's bad publicity. I'm thinking, you get the fire brigade, it's a fire. So this guy got down, and he said, oh, I think I got it out. And I said, no, you haven't, mate. There's still smoke coming out. So I rang the fire brigade, went in the house, and I used their phone, and I rang it, because this was an emergency. I don't care publicity. So anyway, the fire brigade come, and they put it all out, and everything was ruined. Cost them a fortune. But the funny thing about it, there were 2 companies. There was one where I lived, and there was one in another city. And this manager, his wife, she was the pay lady, like the accountant for the whole lot. And it was a Friday, and it was New Year. And he said, oh, I've hired I've hired a villa out on the island, and we can all go out there, everyone, for Christmas. Everything's free. And everyone thought, wow, this is great, you know. So we all went out there. There was lots of alcohol. He had bowls of marijuana for people to smoke. It was just, like, oh, I thought, this company, wow, they must be doing well. Well, what the real point of the story was, the next day him and his wife hopped on a plane and they flew over to somewhere in Asia, because they took every cent of money out of the company, completely bezeled them. Everything was paid for on the company credit card, and I never got my wages. I never got any more money out of them, because they wiped them out. Yeah, that's why they could throw such a good party. So, you know, his idea burnt the house down, then he took off out of the country.